Welcome to the sixth episode of Who the Hell Are You on the Marshall Pruitt Podcast. It's 50 rapid-fire questions posed to 15 of the better-known open-wheel and sports car drivers, plus television and radio hosts to give you a better idea of who the hell they are. Our sixth episode features IndyCar champion and Indy 500 winner Ryan Hunter-Reay, who drives for Andretti Autosport and also Wayne Taylor Racing in IMSA. It's the same questions with a few alternates thrown in depending upon the guest that follow every Tuesday through the Rolex 24 at Daytona in January. Following Hunter-Reay's podcast, and in no particular order, our remaining guests include ALMS and Pirelli World Challenge Series champion Patrick Long, four-time Champ Car champion and Le Mans winner Sebastian Bourdais, ALMS champ and Le Mans winner Joey Hand, new IMSA prototype champion Jordan Taylor, four-time IndyCar Series champion and Indy 500 winner Scott Dixon, Formula One pit reporter Will Buxton, IndyCar driver, IMSA champ, and NBCSN IndyCar host Townsend Bell, sports car ace Ryan Dial, and Justin Bell. Among the many things we learned during Hunter-Reay's episode, he leads a life that would make the characters Brennan Huff and Dale Doback from the movie Step Brothers incredibly jealous, and I'll leave the rest for you to discover on your own. Like every episode of Who the Hell Are You, the conversation does flow freely, which means a few unsaintly words could be heard. There are more than 200 Marshall Pruitt podcast episodes on iTunes, on Podbean, on our Marshall Pruitt podcast Facebook page, and also on marshallpruitt.com. And here we go with Captain America, Ryan Hunter-Reay.
We're about to find out who the hell you are.
Sounds good.
What is your full name?
My full name is Ryan Christopher Hunter-Reay.
Your birthplace and date?
Dallas, Texas, December 17th, 1980.
How many languages do you speak, and what are they?
I speak one language, and that's English.
Are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
If the purge ever becomes ratified by the government, who are you taking out first?
Ooh, that's a good one.
One day, free, no repercussions.
Who am I taking out first?
First. Could be a teammate. Could be a former team owner. Not that I'm leading you in a direction.
Oh, boy. I'll take out Bill Belichick, I think. Let's
Dolphins
go neutral
fan,
on that one.
understood?
Yeah, Dolphins fan.
Are you left or right-footed?
Well, I believe I'm right-footed, but I left foot brake. So it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm surfing, right-footed, right foot back. If I'm braking in a race car, it's left foot.
What's the most useful app you've downloaded on your phone?
Man, I have so many apps that I use on such a regular basis. Weather apps, tides, marine forecasts. Obviously, the IndyCar app. Music apps. I mean, I use too many of them to really narrow it down. But I'm constantly on Twitter and Instagram for news.
How old were you when you first started to walk?
Don't know. It's a good question.
What's your favorite musician or band today?
My favorite musician or band today, I've always loved classic rock, so they're not really today, but love, the Eagles, Petty, and the like, so that's what I'm going to have to go with.
We'll revisit this later. What's your most hated vegetable or fruit?
Kale.
That's a correct answer.
Just does nothing for me.
What's your favorite musician or band of all time?
Just one?
Just one.
I mean, if it covers the span of my life, I'd have to go with probably the Eagles.
Who's your favorite actor?
Jim Carrey, I think.
Have you ever lost a parent or sibling, and if so, how did it affect you?
Yes, I lost my mother to colon cancer in 2009, and it impacted me for a while because it was the fight before, and obviously the loss after. But we've done a lot with Racing for Cancer since then in her honor, so a lot of good has come from it.
Amen. What's the highest level of education you've completed?
Oh, boy. Well, high school, then 2 semesters at University of Central Florida, and then got my Atlantic deal done, my backing done, and moved to California. Haven't looked back since.
A future goal to complete.
That's right, a future goal.
How many days has it been since your last drink?
My last drink? I don't know. Had a beer last weekend at the yacht club. or at the restaurant that we were at.
What's your favorite song by Taylor Swift?
Don't have one. Sorry.
That's a correct answer as well.
Don't even know the first one to tell you.
Have you ever gotten into a fist fight? And if so, what's the most recent? Set the stage.
A fist fight? I mean, in high school and football, yeah, and that happened once or twice.
Did you win or lose?
It was it got broken up, the hold me back. Oh, it would have been. Yeah.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever purchased?
The dumbest thing I've ever purchased. Well, they always say the best boat to have is a friend's boat, and I have a boat, and it's constant upkeep, so.
You're that friend.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's not the dumbest thing I've ever purchased, though. It's too many hobbies, man. That's the thing. Just too many hobbies. Too many bicycles in my garage, too.
Is there a lyric in a song or a passage in a book that you hold dear?
Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down.
Succinct. What's your shoe size?
10.5, 11.
As a teen, where did you hide the porn stash?
As a team? Oh, teen. As a teen.
Unless there was a team on your team.
You mean the Sears lingerie catalogs? No. It's there wasn't much hiding in my house. I don't know. Who knows? Under the bed, I guess. Wasn't really much hiding. That's a funny question, though. Thanks for asking.
Favorite album of all time?
Man, I can't narrow it down to one. It's like saying what's your favorite food of all time. Your one meal. I just can't narrow it down. I've got a lot of greatest hits albums, like from all those classic rock bands I was telling you about.
Do you have any tattoos?
I don't.
How many times have you had your heart broken?
Heartbroken? I mean, losing my mom.
In a relationship?
In a relationship? I can't say that I've had my heart broken.
A life well lived.
So
when was
far.
the last time you
So
Googled
good.
yourself and what did you find?
When was the last time I what?
Googled yourself and what did you find?
Probably last time I Googled myself was when James Hinchcliffe and I were making fun of each other, and we were doing that. So he came up with some stuff. Anyway, long story short, that was probably a year and a half ago. You just find a lot of fun stuff on there, but what is most amusing is the net worth columns, or those sites that say celebrity net worth or whatever it is, and man, they take every bit of prize money the team's ever taken, everything into account. And yeah, it would be really, really blue skies if that were the case.
Because drivers get 100%.
Absolutely.
As everyone knows.
Yep.
Can you rap?
I can't rap. Can't even come close to it. No.
What's the worst piece of advice you've received?
The worst piece of advice? I really don't believe that all things happen for a reason and just, sit back and let it be. I think you got to make the difference yourself, and usually the path that you end up down has something to do with your input in the whole matter.
Have you ever killed someone or come close?
No. Not even close.
Seinfeld, funniest TV show of all time or worst pile of garbage ever made?
Can't say funniest of all time, but yeah, I watch it, here and there when there's nothing on TV, put it on. It's it's good TV.
Another one where I believe we know the answer going in. Favorite song of all time?
Well, in honor of the recent passing of Tom Petty, let's go with I Won't Back Down.
What toy did you want more than any other as a little boy?
A go-kart.
Common answer. A question posed to presidential candidates during the most recent election cycle. If you could go back in time and kill baby Adolf Hitler, would you?
Well, it would save hundreds of thousands of lives, so...
Millions.
Millions.
Between 6 and 7 million.
6 and 7 million?
Yes.
Wow. I think we'd be doing everybody a favor, don't you?
That's a correct answer. Is there a game show or reality show you would love to be on?
Nothing that comes to mind, no.
Have you ever worn a hat that says, I'm with Hillary, or Make America Great Again?
I haven't.
Tupac or Biggie?
Boy, that's a really tough one. I probably have equal mix of both on playlists. Some of the Biggie stuff we probably played a little bit more when I was in high school. Pac was just a little bit more aggressive, probably a little bit just before that. So,
If you were to say Biggie, there would be no disagreement. What is the name of the last book you read?
American Sniper, Art of Racing in the Rain. American Sniper is probably the last one.
Not too far from the finish line here. Why are you married?
Oh, simple. Found the love of my life, best friend, and we had been together, I think, like 7 years before we got married. So it was already a marriage, I think, before we actually made it official and legal.
That's a good answer. If I were to check your browser history, what's the nicest website I'd find?
The nicest? RacingForCancer.com. No doubt.
What's your favorite pint of ice cream?
I really like Haagen-Dazs vanilla with coffee ice cream.
One I will likely have to try. What's the first big purchase you made once you started earning proper money?
The first big purchase I ever made was the house that we're currently living in now, and that we'll be moving out of soon.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Which tastes better?
Which tastes better? Dogs. That's it's more of a tender meat.
Have you ever exhibited behavior that could land you on an episode of Intervention?
I can't say I have. What kind of question is that? What I got to hear some of these answers. Intervention? No. Trying to think if I've been. There was a period there where I was really hooked on snowboarding, and I was going too often.
Not a lot of snowboarding interventions that I can recall.
No,
I think you would have been safe.
Intervention, as in the real show? No.
Do you subscribe to any magazines that aren't automotive or racing related?
I do. I subscribe to probably 4 or 5 automotive racing related magazines and probably 2 or 3 boating, marine / fishing magazines.
Joey Hand was a big advocate of Men's Health.
Men's Health. There are a lot of good.
Clearly a magazine I need to start subscribing to. What's the meanest thing you've done to a friend or sibling?
I don't have siblings. The meanest thing I've ever done? I don't know. Maybe excluding someone along the way? I can't remember. I'm so busy with my kids.
High school, possibly, growing up?
I think it would have to probably be, forgetting to invite somebody out on the boat or something like that. Or I don't know. Nothing too serious. I can't. Nothing comes to mind.
A positive person.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't remember anything I've gone out of my way to.
Possibly blanked it from your memory.
Yep.
Getting to the finish line. Have you ever done important business calls or interviews over the phone while in the bathroom?
Business calls? Yeah, maybe. Interviews? No. You guys can usually tell when we're in a small room. The echo.
Interesting distinction. You might listen the next time we conduct an interview for that
Oh boy.
small echo. If you're trapped on a desert island or boat, how long before you go cannibal, and what body part of your own do you eat first?
Well, I had to first exhaust all means of trying to catch fish.
Naturally, that would be a strange first option.
Which I can hopefully accomplish. But
eating yourself on day one, bad call.
Maybe I would go for like a pinky toe. Start there. There's a lot of bone in there, though. I don't know.
Don't know if there's a lot of
there's not a lot
protein
of
in there.
Sustenance in there. I don't know. That's what would you do? Take a chunk out of your calf? I mean, you need everything at that point. What you got to go within shot of where you can reach. Jeez, I don't think I've really ever considered that. But thanks for bringing it up.
As an avid boater,
might want to know.
Might want to know.
Yeah.
In Living Color, Chappelle Show, or Key and Peele?
Chappelle Show. And Jim Carrey on 11 Color was classic. So
Name one thing you recently learned